A few 2023 premium pack cards just peeked out, and yes, we have Hero and Blackwing support. Don't make 30% if you guys have not smashed the crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 100k ladder here. So, we have translations up and running here for the new cards as best as we can until these actually get published. These actually came out on a website that was selling Premium Pack 2023 stuff, so we're getting translations as the night goes. But the first one that you see up here on your screen is Blackwing, what is it, Saruna, the Wanting Moon. It's a level 2 Wing Beast Tuner monster, and it is entirely generic, effectively. You can only special summon this card with its first effect once per turn, and you can only use this card's second effect once per duel. Now you're probably like, wow, alright. If there's a monster with 2,000 or higher attack on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, it doesn't have to be a Blackwing with 2,000 or more attack. You just have to literally have something on the field that has 2,000 or more attack. That is amazing. And if you control a Blackwing Synchro monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. The fact that we now have a generic Blackwing monster that gives you the ability to special summon it for 2,000 or more attack, by the way, I just want to point that out. Like, any Synchro deck will be able to use that as an extender. I don't know, like, how viable Synchro plays still are, but I mean, alright. And then the pop for the Blackwing effect is just kind of free real estate. How much actual play and competitive value you're going to get out of this card? I think there's a lot to be had here with this, especially because of that. Also, I mean, like, back on the topic of synchro interactions here, I mean, like, how likely are you to splash this in something like Junk Speed or Turbo, for example? I just think generically as a good Blackwing extender for the deck, this probably be something that you'll play. It's also got 500 attack points, so as you're going down Black Whirlwind plays, it's another thing you'll be able to pick up along the way. Next up is going to be the Crystal, or the Golden Rule, aka it's always going to be treated as a crystal card. Now, first of all, you're going to read the words here and you're going to be like, oh man, it says equip card, Robbie. Come on. First of all, you would think that an equip card would be bad, but you can only activate one copy of this card per turn. Select 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck and place them face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spell continuous spell cards. And then special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster with different names to the place cards from your hand or graveyard and equip it with this card, but destroy it if that card leaves the field. Now, you probably just were like, wait a minute, that's on an equip card? Oddly enough, yes it is. They're giving you a Monster Reborn the ability to pull out 2 Crystal Beasts from your deck and set them up in your spell and trap card zone for literally free. Now, how many of this you're actually going to play in the deck, I think will to be determined, honestly. Considering the fact that it still has to equip, which means it's going to take up a zone. You're going to have to bring back 2 more, or set up 2 Crystal Beasts, which I think is fine for the deck thinning. I think the most interesting thing is so initially on activation you would select the 2, which means you still have to equip this onto something, right? Technically this can, unless I'm misunderstanding the interaction with this, because you only activate 1 copy of this per turn, which means you have to have an already appropriate Crystal Beast on the field, or an appropriate target to equip, and then you'd be able to go ahead and do your things. The fact that this acts as a generic card, I'm kind of curious about that. So, honestly, if you're a Crystal Beast player, I think this is some good eats for you today. Like, honestly, you got a banger out here. Now for the hero players. This one is the one that we've been waiting for. Congratulations to hero players. You got a negate. Is it the negate that you wanted? Well, it's something. So, Protection of the Elements. It is a counter trap card. When a spell or trap card is activated, you can banish 1 face-up elemental hero monster you control until the end phase to negate that activation if you do destroy that card. Now, interestingly enough, I figured this would be a bit more generic. I thought that we would just have, if you controlled a face-up hero monster for that. The other downside is it banishes it till the end phase. That's okay, because it straight returns it back to the field, which I think is fine. If you control an elemental hero Neos, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon an elemental hero monster that is banished, or in your hand or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only use this effect to protection the elements once per turn. Now this is a pretty fine addition to the card. Honestly, the fact that you'll be able to get a free revive of something, ignoring those summoning conditions. Now, if you get some sort of like amazing effect running where you set up and banish something from the extra deck that's an insanely huge Neo support card, for example, and you're like, oh no, like I can't revive this anymore. Well, Protection of the Elements is going to give you the chance to do so. My other downside with this is totally unsearchable. Its name is Protection of the Elements, doesn't have hero in the name. Nothing that you can do unless they make a new hero card that says search for a card that mentions elemental hero in the name, which they could very well do so. There's nothing stopping them or preventing them from adding, that sort of clause onto this card. So I think that would be an interesting way to definitely give some viability to this card. Now, next up, we have Final Cross. Now, I'm just going to be completely honest with you, this card's not amazing. It's actually kind of one of the worst support cards we got today. You can only activate one Final Cross per turn. If a face-up synchro monster or monsters is sent to your graveyard this turn, you can target one synchro monster you control. This turn, that monster can attack twice during each battle phase. Well, that's not horrible, right? Alright, and then if you target a monster whose original name has Warrior, Synchron, or Stardust in it, you can increase that monster's attack by the attack of a Synchro monster in your graveyard. Technically, this is going to be more of what I feel like is a cheese OTK card. Like your opponent just kind of wiped your field, and you're like able to Oxel Synchro into another Stardust. You slam this on the field. You get the ability to attack twice. According to this, it doesn't have to be on other monsters. Alright, it's just can attack twice, which means you can probably get some OTK factor going here. Honestly, we kind of needed some other clauses like that in the game to kind of give more of a little bit of a push, per se, to these OTK archetypes, but I don't know, I'm not a super big fan of this card. Next up is going to be the Praying Mantis. This is a level 4 wind insect effect monster. So you can only use first and third effects this card's name once per turn. During your standby phase, you can special summon a baby mantis token. Level 1 wind insect, attack 0, defense 0 to your field. When is this going to stick around until that phase? But okay. Once per turn, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send one card in your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. Return that monster to the opponent's hand. What is your purpose in life? I make eggs during the standby phase. I don't know how I'm going to live, but alright. You can manage this card from a graveyard, special summon a baby mantis token to your field. Now, this card sucks. I can't even think of like an optimized way for this to like even be good looking at it, because just straight honest with you, like the best value you're going to get from this is I can Foolish Burial this to the graveyard, I can make a token. That's horrible, right? Yeah, that's literally awful. You gotta take some good with some bad, right? Like that's just how it works. Speaking of some good here, the last card that we have for the day is Guard Mantis. It is a level 4 wind insect monster with 1,000 attack and 2,400 defense. We only give 2 craps about this for 1 line of text on here, so you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Pay 1,000 life points, special summon this card from your hand in face-up defense position. We got the Insect Extender. As long as this card, special summon this way, is in your monster zone, you can only special summon insect monsters. The downside is whatever. Yeah, get locked into insects. I've wanted an extender for insects for like 100 years, and we finally got it. And then we got, during your opponent's turn, target one face-up monster you control. Change that monster's battle position. There is some interaction there, I think, with one of the Syncana monsters. It's an Exceed or something that involves a battle position change. Sure, but like, pay 1,000 life points, we have a level 4 insect that we can now special summon. Doesn't seem too amazing on the surface, but I assure you, there's definitely something good out there with the fact that we finally have an insect extender from the hand. So I'll take it. So that's everything we have. I'm assuming more stuff will come out through the night, but we'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.